of the questions persons usually ask. When you work at a observatory, are you allowed to choose what you research? Your research interests, are they dictated by the volcano you work at? Do you work with other observatories? Or is it strictly just operational and you have no time for research? Sara.
Well, again, I'm sorry to be repetitive, but it goes along the concept of money. So, of course, being a volcano observatory, we get money from the government, but a lot of our money, it comes from those that are getting services from us. This includes the aviation sector, but this also includes other institutions in the country that are, paying for us to do some research for them. So working here, this means that, again, you are free to work on your own research if you have time. But you might be asked to work on specific research if money comes from that fund. So then, again, you cannot be really choose whatever you want. It's a fact that whenever a volcanic crisis or any other natural hazard crisis starts, then everybody, or as much as possible and as much as needed, will be jumping on the topic, on the actual topic. However, even though, for example, I work in the operational environment, in the warning and forecasting department, but luckily I kept working on several projects that I like, so I'm not forced to work on something that I don't like, and somehow then this guarantees that I can keep publishing on scientific journals. I keep in connection, in collaboration with colleagues, researcher outside Iceland, in Iceland. So I guess it's a balance, but I think it's a common issue that somehow the type of the activity that we do are partly dictated by from where the money are coming. That I believe that somehow applies to almost every places, except again in times of emergencies when really all the resources eventually are dedicated to the ongoing event. But it's a matter of balance, and I don't see here any real, nobody is, forbidden to do nothing. It goes eventually down to yourself to, as long as you can fulfill and satisfy all your responsibilities, then of course you are eventually free to work on additional things.
Got it. TC?
Yeah, I guess for me, if I'm collecting degaussing data, that's really straightforward. As long as I've got the instrumentation working and I collect the data, I've got the data. If I'm working on rocks, then we don't have the resources in the Caribbean to do what I want to do with the rocks. So I have to work with, normally it's someone in the UK. The most recent colleague I had in the UK who I worked with was Madeleine Humphreys. And so basically I would need access to a microprobe. I would need access to a lab that could prepare the rocks for XRF analysis. So you have to work with people in organizations where you can get this sort of analysis done. And once again, money is always going to be an issue. But one of the beauties about working with colleagues in these organizations is that you get some sort of discount on prices if you're doing a proper cooperation with them. So it depends on what is it I'm trying to do. There's a lot more logistics involved. Degaussing is fairly straightforward. As long as the instrument is here and it's working, I'm good. But if I want to do rock work, as in geochemistry or petrology, if I want to get tin sections done, then I need to send those rocks overseas to a colleague of mine who's working in an institution where we can get the rocks sliced, get them sectioned, get them crushed to make powders or glass beads for XR press powder pellets or glass beads for XRF analysis, and whatever other geochemical processes that I may want to get data for. then that has to be done with an external collaboration. It can't be done just by myself because we just don't have the resources to do that in the region.
Charles, what is your research balance like? I think your mic is still muted.
Yeah, good.
Yes.
Here we go. Thank you. So here is almost as is the case for Thomas. We still have challenge with resources, equipment. So if you are in a department, you could work at everything you want. Or if you have, you know, you are like geologist, you could move from the geochemical department to seismology, wherever you want. But if you are in geochemistry, you are limited to what we already have as equipment. So if we have a multigas, if we have, you know, a DOAS equipment, we have something to collect radon, to do radon measurements, this is okay. You can only work with the equipment we have. But it's not possible to say, okay, I'm writing a project or, you know, some lines to ask for money to develop such a research. This is, you know, a very big limit we have.
Annalisa?
Okay, I think as researchers, we are have a certain freedom to work about the research activities we prefer. We are divided in small groups, but inside the group, everyone has a certain flexibility. I try to do as much as possible research, but if some, for example, external projects, you have the opportunity to have fundings from research projects that are not so focused on your research, but can pay people, can pay postdoc, PhD, everything is welcome. For example, in this moment, we are working on dumps that has fallen into disuse, to see if there are still thermally active or not. It is not so focused on volcanoes but it's geophysics, it's environmental risk. So, and if this project can pay people for a period, it's a good thing, I think.